You may think that YouTube is only for the younger generation, and if you're over 40, you may think it's too late, but it absolutely is not. If you want to start a YouTube channel, you should start a YouTube channel now, not tomorrow, not some distant time in the future, but now. Because we need more YouTubers who are our age, who are in their 40s, 50s, 60s, and beyond, to share their stories, share their skills. You aren't starting your YouTube channel because you may have one of these fears. You may think, I'm too old to be a YouTuber, or you may think, no one will watch me. You may also think, I'm not tech savvy. And how do I know this? I know this because these were my fears, and that is why I took years before I actually started my YouTube channel. Number one, I'm too old to be a YouTuber. The thing is, when you are in your 40s, 50s, and beyond, we have so much life experience to share. There are so many things that have happened in our lives. We understand life differently to a 20-year-old. And I'm not saying that 20-year-olds don't have things and knowledge to share as well. But what I'm saying is we come from a different perspective, right? Having lived on this earth for a while longer, we see the world differently. And people who are our age are more likely to want to watch somebody who is similar to their age. And the thing is, you will see that there are more over 40 YouTubers on the rise. And why is that? Because we understand the power of sharing our knowledge, the power of telling our stories. And what holds us back is our fear of being seen, our fear of being judged. And I was so scared. And even up till today, I'm not saying I don't get nervous whenever I record a video like I am now. I still do. But you feel the fear and you do it anyway, because at the end of the day, what's worse than being scared of being seen, or worse than being scared of being judged, is to always live in a state of fear, to be in the state of fear to the point that we don't actually embark on the things that we dream of, like starting a YouTube channel. Now, the second fear that you may have will be no one will watch me. You'll think, but I'll start my YouTube channel and they'll just be crickets. Nobody will be watching my content. And I will just feel terrible that I started this YouTube channel and hardly anyone is watching me. But you know what? Even YouTubers who have millions of subscribers, they all started from zero. When you first start a YouTube channel, yes, hardly anyone will be watching you. And it can feel very awful. It can feel downright awful, in fact. But you keep moving forward. You improve every video and you keep moving forward. Because the day you plant a seed isn't the day that you will eat the fruit. Meaning that over time, you will see that you will have a catalog of videos on your YouTube channel. And you may publish a video today and you may have only one view next week. But in a year's time, if that video has value, that video may have 2,000 views, 3,000 views, etc. So you don't see the immediate growth with your YouTube channel. It takes time. The third fear that you may have is that I'm not tech savvy. And believe me, this fear hits close to home because I always thought I couldn't edit videos on my YouTube channel because I just thought this is beyond my capability. And I was mistaken because a lot of the times we limit ourselves. We put ourselves in boxes and we say, I can't do this and I can't do this. But you can learn over time. And with YouTube, you don't have to learn everything in one day. You can take your time with your own learning curve because there is a great deal to learn. But if you really don't want to edit your videos, you don't have to. You can hire an editor. Now, you may say, Kish, by the way, I'm Kish, hello. You may say, Kish, what are the benefits of starting a YouTube channel when you are over 40? Well, firstly, there's your whole legacy, right? Now with video production, your great-grandchildren can one day see your videos. It is amazing. I mean, I didn't grow up in a world where YouTube existed. So to know that we can so easily connect not only with people from our present day life, but also people who will be around in the future who aren't even here yet is just amazing. I was born in South Africa and my great-great-grandparents came from India. They came to work in South Africa, and they actually came as semi-slaves to work on the sugarcane plantations. Now, I don't know much about my great-great-grandparents, and I always imagine if I had actual video footage of them and I understood their journey much more, how difficult their lives were as semi-slaves in South Africa at the time, it would really make me understand their plight much better. And that's the power of video content, that we're able to see a person, hear their voice, they're able to share their stories. And YouTube will help you with the way that you speak on camera. It will teach you to speak better. I'm still learning. Every time I create a new video, I hope to improve. And that's the thing. Sometimes the older we get, we think, oh, our learning has now ended. But with YouTube, you're constantly learning, and it is exciting to learn new things. Sometimes it can feel overwhelming, but like I said, you don't have to learn everything in one go. I also grew up in apartheid South Africa. Apartheid was a horrible system where if you were not white, you were subjected to terrible laws that said you could only live in certain areas, you could only go to certain schools. The laws were really, really harsh. And growing up in apartheid South Africa, it made you feel like you were not good enough. That's what the law actually wanted to make you feel, like you were less than. And I think that with video content these days, we can share our stories. As painful as they may be, or as happy as they may be, we are able to share our ideas, share our fears, share our concerns, and connect with other human beings from all parts of the world. And even in apartheid South Africa, our media was limited. We weren't able to share our stories because the government wanted inequality to continue in South Africa. You will learn that you don't need to be perfect to be a YouTuber. And this is a huge lesson for me, because I think for a long time I procrastinated because I thought you had to have specific equipment, you had to look great all the time, etc. And being a YouTuber, it enables you to shift your mindset to looking at progression rather than perfection. Because at the end of the day, we are human beings and we are not perfect. And that is fine. It is fine to not be perfect. It is fine to sometimes have off days. It is fine to just be yourself on camera. And when I say be yourself, I'm also saying, yes, be yourself, but also improve where you can. I've learned to look at the green little light in my phone, because initially I wasn't even looking at the proper space in my phone in order to create proper videos. And you learn these little things over time. So comment below and let us know, what is holding you back. Do you feel like you're too old to start YouTube? Do you feel like no one will watch you? Do you feel like you're not tech savvy enough? What is actually holding you back? And do you think that your fears are realistic? Or do you feel like you can actually overcome these fears? Because let me tell you, if I could overcome my fears, so can you. Because at the end of the day, when you look at other YouTubers like myself, and you may think, oh, but they seem so confident. The reality is that we don't feel confident all the time. And the reality is that we often doubt ourselves as well. But you also have to be really kind to yourself. You have to think about the possibilities of, I can do this. Let me give it a try. Let me see what happens. If it doesn't work out, then it's okay. I don't have to continue with my YouTube journey, but at least I won't live with the regret of not trying. YouTube teaches you so many skills. It teaches you how to edit. It teaches you how to talk on camera. It teaches you how to think on your feet. It enables you to be creative. It also enables you to just connect with other human beings. And as we get older, we see the benefit of having communities. Because at the end of the day, when all is said and done, being human also means connecting with other humans. And I think that's one of the most joyful parts of our lives, is to connect with other human beings. And sometimes when we pass away, our stories can pass away with us. Our skills, our knowledge, all of that will pass away with us. But if we are able to share those skills, share that knowledge, share these stories while we are here, while we are alive, isn't that so powerful? Not just for us as a person who is sending out this information, but also it's powerful for the person that will be learning that information or enjoying that information. You know, it's a two-way communication here on YouTube. And I just think that I'm not saying that YouTube is wonderful 24/7, because it isn't. It can sometimes really be frustrating. But it has been wonderful so far. With all the annoyances of trying to be a small YouTuber, it has still been wonderful. I've had a fantastic career. It was never like I hated my career. I actually really loved my career. I worked for some of the biggest charities. I worked with the UK Prime Minister. I've had a fascinating career. But with YouTube, because I never grew up with YouTube, it fascinates me so much that we can so easily communicate and connect with people from all over the world. And I don't take that for granted, because I didn't grow up with YouTube. I didn't have this in my life before. And I think there's so much potential with this platform. And I think that if this is something that you've been wanting to do for a really long time and you've been on the fence about it, I'd say give it a try. Start. See what happens. See if this is what you thought it would be. And don't get disappointed if after a few weeks it's not where you want it to be, because it is a long game. It is a long journey. And if you still feel like you have no idea about where to start and how to get on with this YouTube life, watch this video where I talk about how to film with your camera and how to create a space in your home so that you can record videos. Have a fantastic